Here's how to complete the Firebase Z Easter egg quest solo with round-by-round instructions. Grab my hand, let's get started. The preferred loadout is a shotgun with an extended magazine and the Aether Shroud skill. Here's my gallows setup for reference. Farm the first 3 rounds here in the village, meleeing down zombies to save on ammo and ensure max points. When round 4 starts, collect the quick revive loose change, buy the door to equipment storage, and take the teleporter to the Omega outpost. We need to activate all 3 Aether reactors. Buy the 2 close doors to get to mission control, claim the stamina up loose change, then activate the Aether reactor charge sequence. You may have to flip the round for the points, that's perfectly fine. Kill zombies to charge the generators. You don't have to be particularly close to the receptacles. Once the bar is filled, leave all remaining zombies to keep the rounds low. Exit out the back of mission control to the data center bunkers and buy into data center. Activate and complete the reactor. Exit out the back, buy into weapon lab, then continue over to military command and buy the door there. Activate the 3rd and final reactor, then fill it with souls. This should place you near the end of round 5. With the power on, buy the last 2 doors around the helipad, then return to Ravenov to start a new quest line. You just have to be in range so the waypoint disappears. Teleport back and go to mission control to interact with Peck. Then flip the round and go back to Ravenov. Farm round 6 here, buying stamina up from the vending machine and holding the last zombie. You're now tasked with finding and compounding a truth serum to use on Peck. Take the keycard from Ravenov and head out to look for storage units. The first is in equipment storage here in the village. Interact to open the door, then claim the vial. Vial 2 is in the mission control wing in the engineering building close to the gate. Vial 3 is in military command in the colonel's office. Once all 3 have been collected, head to data center and the field hospital at the back. Interact to start mixing the vials. This will spawn hellhounds partway through. Take them out, claim the completed mixture, then head to the OPC outside mission control and infect the AC vent. Wait around until Peck acknowledges his truth serum. He'll start a super long monologue. We'll take care of some stuff in the meantime. Run out to Scorched Defense, you can grab some intel, then interact with this zombie. You'll go through a short cutscene where you cut out the eye. Farm a good chunk of round 7 here. This monologue just keeps going. Before you exit, grab the shovel from this outpost. Interact with Peck, and at some point, Weaver will finally interrupt him. If you accidentally flip the round here, that's fine. Once Peck starts talking, head to the data center. Buy speed cola while you wait for the dialogue to finish. Once it does, interact with this terminal and claim an essence trap. You now need to trap 3 specific mimics at 3 locations across the map, returning them to the terminal for processing. Random loot will be scattered nearby, indicating the mimic's presence. I will showcase the 3 spawns in the order that I encountered them. Mimic 1 is in military command. Bring the mimic low, then use the essence trap like a C4 to capture it. Return to the terminal and interact to place the essence trap. If you got Zabine, Brahms, or Sokolov, you captured the right mimic. Wait for the dialogue to end, then flip the round and claim a new trap. Mimic 2 is in motor pool, same routine. Mimic 3 is in Peck's quarters, same routine. The mimic I found here in Peck's quarters turned out to be the wrong one, as it spawned a bit too far from the room, overriding the quest mimic. If when you return the trap to the terminal you hear random dialogue, Weaver will tell you you've got the wrong one. Simply flip the round and try all remaining locations again. Sometime during this, buy Jug, either at military command or at the vending machine in the village. Also, whenever you end up having to go back to the village mimic, pack a punch your weapon. Once all memories have been retrieved, grab the floppy disk from the terminal. Head past mission control in the OPC to the planning offices, inserting the floppy disk. Eventually, the OPC will open. Run inside to trigger the dimensional breach. After more dialogue, it will be revealed that the OPC is unstable. You will need to collect 3 Aether crystals across various objectives to power each of the 3 reactors. Round 12 is an assault wave round. Take care of that wherever it ends up. At the start of the next round, head to the weapon lab and place the eyeball you extracted from earlier at this computer. We'll come back in a second. Farm up this entire round, and then while it's flipping, claim the locker key and interact with the computer once again. It will flash various segments around a circle, eventually landing on one and progressing back in the other direction. These segments represent regions on a dartboard. As opposed to memorizing every number, I break down the dartboard into 4 sections of 5 regions each, resulting in a coordinate system. For example, Dart 1 here is 2, 2, Dart 2 is 1, 2, and Dart 3 is 1, 1. Take the teleporter back to the village. Drop down and buy the Magnum off the wall to use as a precision weapon. Unless you get a Kimbo, then buy it again. Thin out the round, then go ahead and use an essence trap to hold the last zombie in the round. This gives you 3 minutes of uninterrupted Easter egg time. Using the Magnum, shoot the 3 wedges we were shown earlier, in this case 2-2, 1-2, and 1-1. Then shoot the bullseye. Claim the Aetherium converter, repack your weapon, then return to the base. Head to the barracks outside of Data Center and interact with every locker until a Mimic spawns. This Mimic is special, as eliminating it will drop a barrel assembly piece for the Wonder Weapon. Run over to Peck and interact with the locker outside of his room, retrieving the Aethometer. Head to Military Command and go down the second jungle defense path from the left. Using the shovel you claimed earlier, dig up the mound, revealing a canister and starting a defense segment. Within this defense will be Manglers and Hellhounds. The Mangler has a special drop for us, so we have to fight him differently. Only shoot him while he is charging his blast in the shoulder. Eliminating him in this manner will drop an uncharged power cell, necessary for the Wonder Weapon. Continue to defend the canister until you can collect the Aether Crystal. Place the Aether Crystal in the reactor here at Military Command to overcharge the reactor. 2 to go. Before you progress further, place the uncharged cell at this bench in Weapon Lab. You will need to flip rounds to charge the cell. Thin this round, then head to the open lot outside of Mission Control. Run into this corner and dig to reveal another canister. This one, however, will be a Mimic challenge. A bunch of canisters have now spawned, and you need to locate the real one. Fake canisters will have small black rocks floating around the crystal, while the real canister has no such obstructions. Take your time getting real close to each canister, scanning it for any impurity. When you find the real one, interact to claim it. If you interact with a fake canister, a bunch of mimics will spawn and you'll have to flip the round to try again. Bring this crystal to the Mission Control reactor to overload it. The final crystal requires us to build the RAI K84. Check on the power cell and weapon lab. If it's not yet ready, you need to flip more rounds to charge it. Once ready, claim the cell and build the RAI K84 at the bench next to the computer, swapping out the Magnum. This Easter egg step utilizes the alternate fire on the RAI. Run through Data Center to this corner next to Field Hospital. Interact to dig up the Aether container, then immediately fire the RAI. This container wants to teleport around, and will do so whenever you get close. However, the RAI alternate fire keeps the container in place. Bring Crystal 3 to the Data Center reactor and place it. With all 3 reactors overloaded, head to the OPC. Get in range of the anomaly to trigger breach stabilization. Defend yourself while the breach begins and ultimately fails. Hold the last zombie in the round. Eventually, Weaver and Co. will come up with a plan to realign a satellite. Head to the planning offices and feel free to lock the last zombie in an essence trap if you have it. Interact with this computer to realign the satellite. The controls are strange to make things difficult. You need to position the blue dot atop the star on Earth, then confirm alignment. This will start a long dialogue, during which I recommend buying an artillery strike from the crafting bench out by the helipad. Zombies will start spawning again when Weaver tells you to get back to the OPC, so return and interact with the computer. If you're reloading when the cutscene starts, this will happen to your arms. Samantha will appear out of the anomaly, the OPC will start to overload, and the two of you will run to the teleporter. When you return to the village with Samantha, a giant Orda will appear as your very rushed boss fight. The best way to handle this is to simply spam it down with your shoddy. During this attack pattern, you'll be guaranteed critical hits on the face. Use Aether Shroud to stay invisible to zombies, and if you have it at least tier 1, your weapon will fully reload upon use. The RAI alternate fire also seems like a good way to defend yourself. Return to the Orda when things calm down to keep the damage up. Be careful of its Whomping Willow attack, it will smoke you. Feel free to 3-pack your shotgun if you have the funds. You can also damage the Orda from the top of equipment storage, which is what I did to finish it off. And that's Max's potential. Thanks for watching this Firebase Z Easter egg guide. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next up is going to be Zombies in Spaceland from Infinite Warfare. I let the community vote on the next guide, and that was the overwhelming near majority. Thanks for watching.